Black women. I just got done watching a really great inspirational video by the great Crystalline Karazin. She did a video about how Black women can level up before and after going to college. And to make it very short, that video inspired me to do this video because I'm going to sort of do like a prelude to what she did. I just want to first of all give a respectable shout out to the great Crystalline Karazin. Thank you very much for all of your inspiration that you've presented over the years, all the videos, the inspiring content that you've uploaded to help Black women. Thank you very much. So now here we go. I think I mentioned this before a while back, but I wish that I had a chance to go to college overseas. I think I probably would have had a completely different experience. I mean, I had a good time going to college here in the U.S. I really did. It wasn't, it wasn't a bad experience. I met so many wonderful foreign exchange students from all over the world. I mean, I went to school with people from China, Japan, Russia, Germany, Hungary, Georgia, people from all over the world. I had a really, really wonderful time. I made a lot of friends. And pretty much every single one of them said, you know what, you need to go to Europe. You would be great over there. And just really cool people. So what I wanted to just kind of like let you Black women know, it's summertime. So here's the thing, like, I don't have any children yet, right? But if I had a daughter, this is what I would do. If she was like 2 years away from graduating from college, I would really, really encourage her to consider going to college overseas. For a lot of reasons. Number one, you've heard so many stories about how, Black girls, they go to college and, depending on what school they go to, they don't really have a lot of good experiences in terms of, connecting with men. I had a pretty good experience. I mean, I did, but, I've heard, like so many, Black girls, they go to school and, they don't really get a chance to really hook up with the right guys, and I'm thinking that going overseas would probably be the best thing. So I got a list of colleges. Okay, first of all, I put some really great links that you'll see. It'll be in the description box, and I'll also put some extra ones in the comment section. But I picked out some really great schools. I got the top 10 prestigious schools in Europe, the top 10 universities globally. I got a whole bunch of information on scholarships that you can get strictly for going to college overseas. So here's the reason why I did this, right? It's like a prelude, you want your Black daughter, like if I had a daughter, this is what I would do. If I already know how things are in this country, like, in terms of, Black girls going to college. And if I wanted my Black daughter to have a good head start, a good jump start to be in a college campus where she would be surrounded by a more diverse group of quality men, with good pedigrees, men with, they come from good families. I would really suggest to her to go to school overseas, So I got Oxford, I got Cambridge, I got Eton, which is it's the university that His Royal Highness Prince Harry went to. I got St. Andrews, which is in Scotland. It's a public university that His Royal Highness Prince William went to. That's where he met his wife, Kate Middleton, I believe that's her name. And the Sorbonne in France. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I actually put this in the information. In terms of the Sorbonne, which is a top prestigious university in France, I could be wrong, but I think the former Black Panther Angela Davis went there, and also the late singer Donna Summer. I think she went there too. The Sorbonne is a very prestigious school in France. And also, I was actually going to study abroad at this school called the University of Salamanca. It's in Spain. It's a great university. It's very, very old. I mean, it's one of the oldest schools in Europe. I think the oldest one in Europe. I could be wrong, but I think it's Oxford, and I believe that Oxford is like the rival school to Harvard University, which is the oldest school in this country. I think Harvard was built like in 1620 something. And I think Oxford was built in like 1500 something. So, it's a great school. And a lot of these schools, like very important men go to these schools. Very important men. Oxford, Cambridge, Eton, St. Andrews, Sorbonne, Salamanca. I put some other top universities in there. I think Leiden is there. And there's a whole bunch of information on scholarships. So, if you have a daughter and she's like 2 years away from graduating from high school, I really wouldn't encourage her. I mean, the way the way things are in this country, it's just I would not encourage her to go to school in this country. Just no, it's not gonna. It'd be better for her to go to school overseas because she's gonna be around a more sophisticated class of people, a more sophisticated class of men. It's just going to be a whole different thing. I mean, like I said before, when I was in college a few years ago, I went to college with some really, really cool people, right? And some of them I'm gonna see them when I go overseas. I can't wait. I talk to them and email them and all that kind of stuff, and we talk a lot. So it's pretty good to have friends in other countries, But yeah, I would really, really consider that. Just make sure that your daughter has a high GPA. That's really important. Make sure that she does a lot of extracurricular activities, volunteer work. You really want to kind of build up your daughter's high school resume. Get her involved in some sort of organization, some group. And make sure she gets a letter of recommendation from her teachers, counselors. If she's part of the church choir, see if the pastor can write her out one. Just really make sure that she does, she builds up her resume and make sure her GPA is doing, up to par. I would really encourage you to get your daughter to learn at least, 2 foreign languages. I don't know, you can probably pick maybe Italian and German or French and Spanish or French and Italian, but it would really help, I actually, when I graduated from college, I got like this really cheap apartment. It was crazy. It was all I could afford, but I had a really cool next door neighbor. He was from, I forgot where he was from. I mean, he was of African descent. He was a really cool guy, but he was born and raised in Belgium, but he had attended school in Italy. And I remember I asked him, I said, are the textbooks and everything, is it all taught in Italian? He said, yeah. So, it's really important. So make sure that if she's learning a foreign language, make sure she can read it, speak it, write it, and comprehend it. I took Spanish for 3 years, and that's one of the reasons why I almost went overseas to study abroad from 1 semester to the University of Salamanca. But, you know how family are. They talked me out of it, and just like, fucking hate that shit. I love my family, but I hate the fact they talked me out of it. I probably would have had a really great time. And Spain is supposed to be one of the most beautiful places in the world, you know. But yeah, so make sure that she learns at least 2 foreign languages. Read it, write it, speak it, and comprehend it. Because there's a good chance that, you know, except for the schools in England, except for like, you know, Cambridge, Oxford, St. Andrews, and Eton, those are like in the UK, you know, but schools like Sorbonne, you know, you know, schools that are like, you know, in you know, outside of England, there's a pretty good chance that the textbooks and everything is going to be in a foreign language. I don't know. They may make some accommodation for American students. You know, you can check it out yourself when you go to the school's website, and also you can call the school yourself. It'd be an international call, so I don't know what the charges are for that, but you know, call, inquire, you know, and just make sure that she's able to read it, write it, speak it, and comprehend it, the language. And I hope you like the links that I put down there. If you have any questions or comments, just go ahead and leave it in the comment section. Yeah, really encourage your Black daughters to go to school overseas, because it'll give her a jump start to be. She can level up in a more sophisticated environment around more sophisticated men, and she'll have a better chance at meeting a really nice guy. All right, take care. I'm out.